for future stream. I'd like to welcome you to the channel. If you're new, thank you so much for stopping by. I got 3 different ways I'm going to show you how to just be able to pick apart turning points. And there's more that I do know about, turning points, but this is something simple and you can take it with you moving forward. 3 different ways that you can go about it. All right. But before doing so, I just want to say something real quick. Hit the like button if you don't mind. We're trying to get people help. This was supposed to have been my last video, but I'm going to give you one more because I want to help Dimitri. He's one of the supporters here and subscribers, and he's been just fantastic since he came on board. And I want to give him some information along with some free stuff for you guys who are coming on board. So if you don't mind, please hit the like button. I'm not trying to make any residual money off of you. I don't have that interest. My interest is to help you learn, and if you don't mind, help someone else learn as well if you can. If it don't bother you too much to do so. I know I only have about, I don't know, almost 700 people here, but there's only 4 of you who don't mind constantly supporting the information. Even if you know it, you still manage to hit the button and show a level of appreciation for my time and definitely the information that I'm putting in front of you. So thank you to the at least 4 of you that don't mind doing that. But if you can and you're new and you're coming on board, please, if you don't mind, just hit the like button. I'll probably be back sometime next year. All right. So, and I may come back. I'm gonna be honest, I may. All right. So here, blue bars. I know, Dimitri, you had said that you were having a bit of a trouble with these bars, and I get it. I told you kind of want to combine them with some stuff. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna outline to you a couple things to look at when dealing with the blue bars. I wasn't, want to, kind of reveal anything about the blue bars online. I just want you guys to build whatever kind of strategy you can around it if you can. But you've been just fantastic. You've been helping the channel just a great deal, and I want to give you a couple tips on how to do it. And of course, those who have the suite, you will receive the tips as well. If you're already in the market searching for tools, if you're already out there searching for tools, I have tons of them. Like tons of them for $200. You're more than welcome to have them. You don't need them. All right. So I want to go ahead and tell you that now. I am an educator, so training people is different than using indicators. It's a lot different because there's a lot of information that I can't disclose inside of an indicator. I just can't put years and years of experience inside of an indicator. It's far more information that you could stand to know about markets, and you don't have to take my training. I'm just telling you because, again, I'm here to help you be able to pick up a chart and trade any chart for free with nothing on it. But I want to have you know there's a lot of information that you guys are missing out on, really. And I just want to say that to you outright. So we're going to take a look at the 1, 2, 3, because I know you said you like the 1, 2, 3, 4 bar color. And then the double climax bar color is the best. Okay, so you like that. And then you said you also like I don't have this one on the chart, but the imminent reversal indicator, you like that one too. All right, so and you said that's working magically for you. Fantastic. I'm glad that you like that stuff. And you'd also mentioned that you tried to flip the colors and then found out that that's not the way to go. So let me try to help you kind of put it all together, just kind of build around all of that. But before doing so, I want to give these people something free. So bear with me if you don't mind. Here's some free stuff for you guys that's new, or you've been on the channel and you just haven't been able to catch up with everything here. I'm gonna give you something that's free that can help you with turning points. There's 3 different ways I'm gonna teach you turning points. All right. So the first is the static levels. So you're going to have the clusters, and then you're going to try to get to the target, which is a blue target. Now, if you have NinjaTrader, this indicator is free on your platform. The lines, all right, the lines that you're seeing, the horizontal lines that you're seeing is a free indicator. All you would have to do is plug in the numbers. That's it. All right. So here's the numbers to plug in, and you're trying to get to the target, which is the blue line. So you'll want to try to get there if you can. All right. Now, while I'm talking about the turning points, this is one. Okay, so this is one. Let's count it. So this is one. This is one way to catch turning points, and I'll show it to you as we scroll through the chart just a little bit. The time ranges. So you'll want to go with the time ranges. This again is some information that's very useful. 12:15, 1:45, 6:15, and 7:45. We'll take a look at both of these moving forward. Here's the first one starting right here. That's number 2. Now, when I get towards the well, let's say 8 o'clock, 8:30 area, I'm gonna show you one more way of being able to catch turning points. It's real simple. Now, you can see the blue bars. Now up here, I got both indicators that Dimitri was referencing which was the 1, 2, 3, 4 bar color, and then the consecutive climax bar color. All right, now the consecutive climax has the outline as well as the level. I put the level up there with the outline. All right, so you're going to get them kind of mixed in. Now down here at the bottom, I got the bar color that I'm not going to tell you what it is. He knows what it is, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. Now, if you're new and you're purchasing the indicators, I will let you know what it is. But for those who already have the suite, I tried to, of course, reach out to you guys and give you the update and made mention of it. But I just did not receive the proper etiquette of you guys letting me know that you received the email and thank you for doing so or whatever. And so I'm just going to hint to you what it is, as I've done before. Just look above your climax bar color. Just look above that, and it's right there. It's right there. And just go ahead and do that. But if you're new and you want the indicator suite, I will be telling you, because you'll have a template. I have a lot of reference templates to give you, and the template would have the name of the indicator right in the upper left-hand corner. So, but this blue bar color, the moment that the bar closes, it turns blue. All right. Now, I'm gonna give you the tips about this, Dimitri, as I go through some of the other content here. But that bar turns blue the moment that it closes. All right. Now, the top of the bar or the bottom of the bar is important. Tip number one, Dimitri, we want to see if we can get consecutive closes, not through the top of it. Let's just go about it that way. So we don't want them doing consecutive closes through the top if it's going to keep going down. If it's going to, of course, keep going up, we don't want them to give consecutive closes below the low of the bar. Typically, the back of the bar will hold the market. It will hold it. It would absolutely send it in that direction. So you're not totally out the window on it's supposed to work that way with the red and green, it being the stop. Let's see, can I open this up just a little bit more? Okay, so yes, so you're not really out the window on that understanding, because sometimes it does. Here they picked it up on the bottom of the bar and forced it up, but up here they forced it off the top of the bar down. So and that's why it's kind of tricky if you just make it red and green, because it can sometimes work in the opposite effect. So that satisfies that. So up here on this chart, I just have the blue bars here as dots. Okay, so just we're gonna deal with what's going on up here. I just wanted to put the indicators that he's referencing, that he said he's just absolutely having a great time with them. I wanted to put them on the chart as well. I kind of put it all together so he can kind of see what we're going to deal with, when looking at these indicators. So you're going to see them get active. All right, you're going to see them get active around these price levels, which is really important. And yes, I'm absolutely aware of the behavior. And there's actually more behavior to this, but this is what I just want to reveal online. All right, so here, the low of this bar is 81.50. 81.50. They went up. Look at where they're at. All right, it's really one of those things. Again, they can hold the back of the bar or go through the top of it, but you're wanting to look for, are they willing to give consecutive closes? Now, that's tip number one. Tip number two is, how fast will they do it? So the moment that they break the bar, can they give consecutive closes outside the bar? That's important. Now, those are two things already that you want to look at. If you're going to break the bar, can you do it twice? The next thing you're going to want to look at, which is the second thing I want to tell you about these bars. We're going to get to that third turning point in just a moment, you guys, so bear with me. Back to back blue. All right, back to back blue is important. Consecutive blue is important. All right, now I just want to tell you that. So that's something you're going to want to make sure that you keep in mind. Now let's get to the ranges. All right, so up here, they came in up here. I think they was on that high. Yeah, they was on this high. So there they are, the blue bar. There's the blue dot. Forcing it down, then you get the blue bar. They're not doing consecutive closes beneath it. And then, of course, when they got up to the top, they hit it. It didn't give you two right away, but then they eventually pushed through it, hit that static, and then they pushed down. They came down here right under this blue bar. Of course, there's the blue bar with the blue dot. They got right under that bar, didn't want to give you consecutive closes, and they popped up and went to that static, and then that's when they commenced to give you that decline. All right, so now here's your ranges. These are the other indicators Dimitri was referencing, saying that he really liked. And as you can see, they can hold the market in that direction. Then, of course, they start coming in on this side and begin to force it up. Consecutive blue bars. Now, remember, I told you that's important. So let's get the high of this one here. Let's get the high 79.50, 79.50. All right. And then boom, they push to the downside. Now they're getting above them. All right. So they're getting above them. giving you consecutive blue bars. All right, so let's kind of push that forward. Let's just grab this real quick. And let's just kind of sit this right, I know, right there. So we're getting consecutive blue bars that kind of dove right into it and then they popped up. So those are your tips for, and again, there's other ways to trade it, Dimitri, but that's right out the box. Like just really something to go with. All right. So you want to see if you can get consecutive. That's important. And then are they doing consecutive closes above the bar? Okay. So here you had this bar here, this blue bar here. They only gave you one. All right. So they gave you one. That's that green guy right here. And then they turned around and came right back. Closed beneath that. And then they came and gave you consecutive closes immediately. So that's tip number 2. Twice, quickly. Yeah, they're going down some more. Let's get that static. How about that? Now, again, they came in consecutively here, but they're forcing it down because they refuse to get back above this bar. But notice what happened. Okay, so now they're consecutively closing back above that blue bar. Okay, so they did it here. They fell under this one. They're not giving you the consecutive closes and they push up higher. So those are your tips for your blue bars. Kind of make it simple for you. And again, there's other information I can tell you about them, but that should just absolutely get you an idea of how to go about it. Here's a red one right here. They didn't break the top of it. You know, they didn't. They went under it. Then they managed to come back up and kind of gave you, you know, that back and forth. Okay, they kind of gave you the back and forth. They broke above this one, but didn't give you the consecutive closes. Didn't want to do it right away once they poked their head beneath it either. Came back up, and then of course here they're forcing it down, going under the bar, but didn't want to give you the consecutive close under the bar. All right, so now let's get to the third one I wanted to give you guys that's free. And then again, I won't be back. So do take advantage of this information that I'm going to give you today, please. All right, so here we go. If you don't mind, hit the like button. That would really help. Now here, I know you're saying, well, you're cherry picking because it's hindsight. Yeah, you're right. So the market's not moving, but let's give some context to how it all works. Now, blue bars forcing it down. You had a blue bar here, blue bar here. There's consecutive blue bars here. Consecutive blue bars. You don't want them above this. You just don't. They pull up and then they turn around and they fail because they're trying to get to this target. And that's really important. They came through the target with some strength. You came in here. They're not willing to get back above that bar. That's bad. And so they go down even lower. There's no dots here. There's no blue bars here. All right. They turned around and they went up. I absolutely get it. Your blue bar was way up here. And of course, they got up here and they did the one up, one back down, you know, kind of one up, one back down. They ended up giving you the consecutive, but it wasn't immediate. But that's fine. You got 2 of them coming in up here. Well, look at the strength on this coming right back through that bottom of these blue bars. You're getting 2 under these blue bars, 2 consecutive closes under these blue bars with strength. There's a good chance they may go and revisit this bottom. I get it. There's a trend here. I can just look at that and tell. But let's count it. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7. Now I told you guys they can always rotate at 7. They can. I want to have you know that. They turn the corner here. Now I did put a zone up there because I'm going to show you the third one. I took this measurement here. Price lifted up and then it took off. You want to take this is for you guys that want something free. Here you go. When this price runs away from that low and get half of it beneath that low, they sitting up there. Now, my bar would have told you they're sitting up there before they did that run. All right. You could see them coming into it, get ready to turn it, and then there's your response right here that they're up here. All right. So, but this is another way of going about it. This is another way of going about it. When you see that happening, yeah, they're up there. They can possibly turn from here. Now, did they do that? Yeah, they turn, but they're not going back through the bottom. All right, and that's something different now. So when you look at the blue bars, just putting some context to it, now you're getting the blue bar. They're not breaking the low of it at all. And then of course they got above it, but they didn't want to give consecutive closes right away. And then eventually they did. And then of course here they didn't give consecutive closes right beneath that. And neither are they willing to give consecutive closes above it. So just try to kind of put it all together. They're working on the trend at this point. You're seeing them resting in that static. And of course, they're pushing to the upside. Kind of did the same thing up here, just acting funny. Didn't want to break beneath that low. And then, of course, got above here and didn't want to give consecutive, but they didn't want to break down. You're getting the trend now. So now you got a trend, and I tried to draw it out up here for you so it's not too much stuff in the same area. So now when we look on this side, for those that are doing the free, you measure, they stopped, they jumped up. That's pretty good. So you got midpoint above this pivot. They can come under here, but it's this back here that you don't want them to come past. All right. So that's what we're doing. We're doing majority. All right. So they leaned over. If they could go down, they would go down. You just got to keep it in mind. It's very simple. If they were going to go down, it would have went down, but it didn't. It turned and went up with strength. Majority is here. It went up with strength. So yes, they're back here. So even if they came under here, you're still looking for them to possibly react down here as they did up here. They got right into that zone and then they pushed down. They just didn't stay down. So now you're looking at the blue bar here before they got into that zone. They didn't want to break below that red blue bar. It's a blue bar. They didn't want to get beneath it. They pushed up into that high. And then, of course, they came up there. And then they're coming back in with consecutive. There's three. There's triple, okay, into the static here. And then, of course, they're getting above them. They're coming in as they're getting near the static. Lean over. You can see them getting active. But then they came back to that static, and they came back in it again, and they pushed up. And that's when they went through the zone. Now here's your time ranges. So there's three different ways I showed you how to look at turning in the market. You can use the prices, or you can use the time, or you can use the acceleration, the majority. You can use all three if you would like. Again, there's years of experience I have with markets, and this is just the scratch of the surface, I can assure you. So there's the push to the upside. Now let's look at because they made that distance. All right, so let me kind of compress this. I gave you guys the free stuff. All right, so again, blue bars down here is just the dots up here. I just wanted to incorporate the indicators that Dimitri said he was using that he really liked. All right, so I wanted to put that on the chart as well, kind of give him some context, how to frame it all out. So here you have let me show you what the indicators are. You have them all up there. There's just a few of them here. And again, I got well over 50 indicators in the indicator list for 200 bucks if you want them. All right, so there's your uptrend. They made that distance. That's the distance right here. And they made it. They came into it and then they rotated. And then they tried to give you a trend. I didn't want to make that trend distance there. There's the center of that trend. You can see them active right there at that center. They didn't want to do that. They just didn't want to break down. Let me open this up just a bit so that way you can still see the blue bars. The blue dots is the blue bars, same thing. Coming into this low, you can see the blue dots. Okay, and then of course they didn't want to give consecutive closes beneath that. Then they turned around and they went back up here. They starting to get above the highs of this blue dot here. They did consecutive, but they ran into our bar color here with the level. Turned over and fell again, and then this time they managed to come back up, and now they're not breaking beneath this bar at all. And then they came up here, and they're not right away giving the consecutive closes. They pushed into it again, and again came back under that bar, but not giving you consecutive closes. They came back under it, but just didn't do it, and then they pushed up higher. You got consecutive blue bars up here, and then look at that strength. They didn't supposed to pass this. That's, in my opinion, that's not how you want it to be done, but I can understand what's happening at that point. They're up here on this high. They made a trend down, so why not, I guess, try it again. So they went back through that low. If you notice, they didn't give consecutive closes beneath the blue bars down here. They went under it and then they turned around. There's your 930 here, kind of leaned into it. This is a blue bar. Okay, that's a blue bar. There's the blue dot. Let me open this up for you so you can absolutely see that blue bar. Okay. Let me see here. Is that a doji? I know sometimes they can be on a doji. Oh, yeah, that's a blue bar. So, yes, there's a blue bar. There's your blue dot that's on the 930 bar. They didn't give consecutive closes beneath it, okay, or above it for that matter, but they're not breaking the pivot. And then bang, there's your push to the upside. Of course, they came in here. They gave it to you straight away. Well, get past this big green bar. That's, again, another one of the indicators that we have. They didn't want to do that. They turned around to the upside. Here's a blue bar here. And again, the moment that the bar closes, that's a blue dot that will come in, or a blue bar. It will turn blue. They didn't break the bottom of this. Well, yes, they did. They ticked under it, but they didn't give consecutive closes, came back up, then pushed up. Now, here's the turnaround. There's the two back below this blue bar here. And of course, they're coming in at that bottom. That's two of them there. We got the colors kicking in here back into that green bar. Okay, that's the indicators that Dimitri was referencing here. I have the outline and the level for the climax one. And then, of course, here is the consecutive blue bars. They went and got up there, did one above, one back below. Then they ended up doing two. But now, again, they're up here at this high. And then there's the two consecutive closes beneath it. All right, there's the two consecutive closes beneath it right away. Remember, I told you immediately. That's a problem. Then they pushed up in there, and there's your red bars there, and then here's your consecutive. They pulled up to the back of it. Let's get that high. 26, 25.75 came within one tick of the consecutive blue dots or the consecutive blue bars, and then bang, there's the decline. They came right into that static there with that blue bar. They held the bottom of it just long enough to just annoy everybody, if you will. That's all it is. They ticked above it, looked like a couple times, but yeah. So then they dropped below it. They're not giving you consecutive closes. They pushed up to it again, and then of course they came down just a bit lower. Here's your consecutive. Well, actually, it's three of them back into this high. The blue bar came in right at the high. They did it again. Got under that bar consecutively twice. One, two. Got in it really quickly there. We're lighting up with green bars back down here, just lighting up, and then of course these turn blue right into that high. Consecutive blue bars, well, consecutive closes directly under that blue bar immediately, indicating that they're on that high. That's another blue bar right here. They did it again immediately. So there's your trend, and here's your projected trend distance, which is here. All right. Came back into this low. You can see them on the way back down. They went up above this bar. They're not giving consecutive closes. Came back under it. Consecutive closes immediately, dropped again. They ticked above this one. No consecutive close. Under this one, consecutive immediately, but now you're getting consecutive blue bars. They're not breaking that low. That's a problem. Okay. And then they gave you consecutive closes above this bar. Let's look at the high here. 73.50. We got the close here. 74 and a quarter. And of course, that one did it the same. So that's immediately they leaned over to it, leaned over to it. They didn't break that low. And then bang, now you're getting a lot of blue ones. All right. So I just wanted to walk you through that now. So I'm gonna kind of compress this together so we can kind of see how everything looks. They didn't go back down there. They didn't make it. Now I did draw in that whole scenario. Let me touch on that really quickly here for those that want the free. Here we go. So they turn the corner, they lift up. And then, of course, they came down. And when they're coming down, they lifted up again. So let's just grab this high to that price run. And they stop right here. Let's take the midpoint of that drop beneath that area right there. So, yeah, they're sitting up there. Now, keep in mind, my blue bars are telling you that before any of this happened. So it just depends on how you want to interact with it. All right, just how you want to interact with it. The bar closes. That can be a sell or a buy. Okay, that can be either. And it shows up on red bars, green bars, big bars, little bars. It doesn't matter. And then, of course, they push down, they lift it up. And here's a big bar here, but it's not the blue dot bar. It's not the blue bar. And of course, they lean into it and they manage to get under it. And then that's when you can see them turning the corner again, kind of leaning over. Now, this time with both indicators, you're not getting anything. And I do have indicators that deal with this too. I got a ton of indicators for all kinds of turning points and however that they want to behave. And then, of course, here they came in right here. And of course, like I told you, they went back up there to that same area. So it just depends on how you want to act with it. Now, they got stuck between both targets. All right. Now, when it comes to them revisiting this turn, you can see that they're really active with the blue bars here, the consecutive blue bars. You can see them back into this low, really active, as well as that high. Okay. Now, when it goes to this run, again, consecutive blue bars, even though it's green and it's red, they leaned over into it and consecutive came in again. They kind of leaned over, consecutive came in again. They didn't do consecutive under it. They went up here, kind of got, of course, stuck up here. They went above it and then came back down. Let's see. Yeah, went above it and then came back down under there. And then they leaned over and you can see them picking it back up again, right into that same pivot. Let's get this low. What is this low? 97.50. 99. Oh, I'm sorry, got the wrong one. 99 and a quarter. Let me get that again. 97.50. 99 and a quarter. All right, and then they got close to it, and then they pushed up again. And of course, nasty business. Just giving you nasty business. But again, the indicators are meant to help. That's all they're meant to do. They came in again, the blue bar, blue dot, and then they took off again. Of course, we have our red bars up here. They had this one here, but it just didn't hold. They got above it. There's your green one. They leaned over. They pushed up and gave you a little bit more. Now, when it comes to the distance, and I will let you go, they're on their way. So they're almost to that trend distance. Almost there. All right. So that's the indicators that Dimitri was talking about. Again, Dimitri, I hope that you have enjoyed just this little review of the tools. Just a little bit of information there. Again, you got blue bars. There's a blue bar here. Let me just open this up with the blue dot, blue bar, blue dot. They didn't want to break below the bar. And so they went to the other side. Just want to give you all that information. It's real simple. When it comes to the hourly, I'll just talk about this just really quickly. I told you that trend distance that they can get here if they want to move higher. And they were right here. So they were on this bar, this red one right here. They was right here. Nasty business. Again, I got a few of the indicators up here. The blue dots here is just like those blue bars. And of course, there's a couple of the tools I got here. There's my aggressive reversal, the AR that was on this top. You had a couple of them in here, but they just didn't hold it. They punched it, and you can just see. And then they tried to get it here, but then it came back in on this side, and not on this low. You have consecutive here, but again, here's your AR here, and that picked it up. All right, so I told you that they would get there. Now, when it comes to that daily, kind of got a couple of my tools up here as well. This is a problem. Now, here's the blue. Here's the blue bar, and again, this is a problem. I told you that they shouldn't get through here. I did tell you guys that. Let's see what's going to happen. They got that 4 thing going. For those that haven't been watching the prior videos, I'll just go over that real quickly. We don't want them, and I said that, and I meant it. I hope you guys do understand. There's another reason why they shouldn't get past this bar. I just don't have it on the chart, but you don't want them past here. They passed this blue bar. That would absolutely be a problem. Can they get back up? Sure, they could, but I just don't want to see them pass because then that create a whole nother kind of environment. So they did this, and I told you that they would do that. I told you. I said they would probably trade above this bar. They didn't even get it. But they went up there, and I told you they wouldn't close above that bar. And then, of course, Friday they just kind of got stuck inside of there. So that's my time with you. I hope you found all the information useful. Again, there's 3 different ways you can find turning points. You can measure majority, you can measure price, and you can measure time. I wish you guys all the best. Take care.